Yamato is a very talented guy, but he's a so he'll never be good at this game in the highest level of gameplay because he will never learn.
No, listen, I'm gonna be honest, Yamato. Everyone here has taken steps towards improving their attitude and their gameplay. You're the only one that just
You are so bad right now. So bad! Jungle on Brazil. No, shut up! I don't want to talk to you right now.
No, you're gonna talk. You're gonna talk because if you don't dodge, we're finding a sub and we're gonna
Okay, go substitute me. I'm not gonna play. Why are you flaming me? That's like...
I'm not flaming you, I'm just telling you.
Tournament has been cancelled because of backlash for a bunch of recent events that the tournament organizer has been going through.
When Dantes announced that him and 4 other players would compete in Brazil, he probably wouldn't expect it to turn from complete disaster and hopelessness to a massive success, and this was done solely by Dantes' initiative himself. And perhaps what's even more unexpected is that this whole Superserver arc would develop into several subplots. This dysfunctional team of YamatosDeath, Tarzaned, Detention, TF Blade and Dantes would have to go through a great tribulation to compete in an esports environment, but this would soon turn into a disaster. But how exactly did it turn into a disaster, and how did Dantes orchestrate a massive success from this chaotic environment? Let's explore the full timeline of events. Before we continue today's video, let's talk about one of the best games you've most likely heard of, Raid Shadow Legends, and let me tell you why you should care even if you've never tried mobile games before. Raid Shadow Legends is now running an event for new players where you can win real-life prizes like a gaming console or Amazon gift cards with a total value of $10,000. This is the first time that Raid is giving away real-life prizes, so you don't want to miss out. The Spring Hunt minigame event will last until May 30. To take part in it, simply download Raid using my link or QR code. Then head to springhunt.plarium.com, enter your Raid ID and then start searching for missing items. On top of that, Raid will also be celebrating community weeks dedicated to Raid players, so they'll be giving everyone a Chronicler Adeline, which is a legendary champion. She's a top tier support who can put an enemy to sleep without even hitting them. To get Adeline, just log in for 7 days between April 11th and July 8th. If you haven't started playing yet, then what are you waiting for? Click my link in the description or scan my QR code to get insane bonuses available only via my link. You will immediately get a huge starter pack with an epic champion Tyrell from the High Elves faction, and you'll get another starter pack after reaching level 25 that includes an epic Rector draft. After downloading the game via my link, use the promo code SPRINGHUNT24 to get silver and more. You can also join my clan, the Asakana Slayers, and we'll be legends together. With that being said, let's get back to today's video. In January 2024, Dantes announced that he would do another ranked race on the US server after being surprised on his terrible results of his own NA race. A few months would go by and Dantes would have a change of heart suddenly. After having announced his EOS race, he changed his plans by announcing that the next Dantes Challenger race will be in Brazil, and he would go on to hint that there was a good reason for this. Can't say the reason why just yet, but all I'll say is that this will be the most insane content arc ever. Going to Brazil in itself is a smart move from a content creation perspective, as it would allow you to expose yourself to a new audience, and the Brazil esports audience is known to be incredibly loyal. The timing was very convenient though. A person had speculated whether Dantes was going to play in CBOLAO. CBOLAO is an off-season tournament organized by the Brazilian league streamer Baiano, where he essentially reunites players from CBLOL, CBLOL Academy, Igneous Cup, and other free agents and solo queue fan favorites. Usually CBOLAO is comprised of primarily Brazilian players, but Dantes had gotten an invitation behind the scenes to participate. He would quickly form a team to play in this league and would promptly be able to get TF Blade on the top lane, YamatosDeath on the mid lane, Dantes jungle, Detention on ADC, and as well as Tarzaned in support. The community would quickly dub this as the Brazilian super team when it was announced, that even asked whether this could function properly, as it essentially had Dantes known for being generally autistic, TF Blade for being incredibly toxic, YamatosDeath for being also incredibly toxic, Detention, and Tarzaned known as being the most toxic player on North America, but also the best jungler in NA. He was however playing support in this case. This team's official name would be the Purple Eaters, and they would quickly start scrimming to prepare for the CBOLAO League, while also attempting to find a coach that could turn solo queue one-tricks into dominant professional junglers. This iteration would be a CBOLAO League rather than the tournament, which was the previously used format. It would be also directly linked with Riot Games, as Riot Games Brazil would help organize the event. But after announcing his intention to join CBOLAO, Dantes was starting to scrim with his controversial teammates, and with 3 highly unstable players, it would go as you would expect it to go, at least in the start. It certainly became absolute cinema, at least in league standards. While getting to Brazil, Dantes and Tarzaned would have some issues with their flight. Dantes' first flight was delayed by an hour, which in turn made him lose out on his second flight. This would cause his 10-hour flight trip to turn to 20 hours, and even when he arrived in Brazil, the luggages was missing. He would get his luggage 4 days after it was lost. The Detention also posted that his PC situation for Brazil fell through last minute, and that someone was trying to charge $1,300 per PC rental. This would be about $6,500 for the whole team, and perhaps more due to extra monitors. Upon their arrival in Brazil, they would continue to practice Scrim. Dantes opened up about why he made the move going to Brazil.
I think that Brazil is the only region on the planet right now, and the last one standing, that they actually care about the game. Brazil is like the region where, in all honesty, there's still hype, you know? And people still want to see good performances. People still want to see like people going crazy. People want to find like new people to like say, yo, this guy's insane, you know? And that's the reason why I was like, I have to come here.
The super team had made a small role change where Yamato switched to ADC and Detention went to mid lane. This is mainly because Detention was a native mid lane player and Yamato had already practiced ADC prior to this point, so he fit more into the role. The fun fact here is that Karasmai was actually going to be in the super team. Dantes, however, substituted Tarzaned for Karasmai as Karasmai expressed he wasn't that interested. This could have something to do with a personal situation he had since he lost someone recently. In early April, they would have 4 scrim blocks totaling 12 games, and Dantes reported them to have a 30% win rate. On the first day of scrimming in Brazil, they lost every single game, resulting in a 0-5, while the second day would become a bit worse, where they lost 7 total games. In fact, most of their scrims would result in losses, although they had wins every now and then. And with an unstable team as it is, dramas and internal team conflict would develop, and mainly the most contentious player in the team was YamatosDeath. He would, upon multiple time, act as a grumpy, negative Nancy man-child, and would instigate arguments and create a negative team environment while they were playing the game. The first crisis happened on day 4, but prior to this, people had already flamed and argued with each other. There was also the Dantes false information incident that further made especially Yamato more radical.
Fine with taking criticism, I'm always open to it, always. My problem is though, that a lot of the time, it's almost like there's this community perception now, right? Not just by the players, but also the chat because of the players, that I'm this like dog shit jungler, right? And you guys can say, no, no one thinks that. Relax, you know, like 100%. You guys do think that, 100%. You don't have to pretend you don't. And my problem is that people are making me seem like I am a player 100 times worse than what I am because they just make things up. So I'll follow a certain call, right? And then after following that call, it'll be like, oh,
hello. Look at my screen share really quick.
So are we going to talk about the game, or are we just gonna be emotional?
Because
if we're just gonna be emotional about the shit play,
Shit.
then I'm just gonna leave because this is pointless, okay?
bro, you,
What did I just say?
you muttered,
And after, while I...
I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play. Like I'm the only one that takes this serious. It seems like Taz, I can't even I'm actually surprised. Me and Taz are actually the only 2 persons that actually try to like win. Blade is just like emotional also because Dantes didn't fucking gank him and he lost lane. So like, but he still actually at least tried to make me strong side. Fucking Detention is perma emotional because he gets solo killed 5 times in a row and gets perma ganked by Sheko. Just sit on the turret, it's not that hard. Fucking Dantes is perma doing the wrong fucking decisions. What the fuck am I supposed to do, man? Legit, I'm trying to win and trying to stay normal, but how the fuck they're just emotional as fuck? You can't even tell them what they're doing wrong. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not even wrong, by the way. Everything I just said was like facts. I see, yeah, this is pointless.
The day 4 crisis occurred as a result of TF Blade being very emotional since he was always weak-sided and getting doed by the enemy team. But the crisis erupted due to Yamato having a breakdown on stream by leaving the VOD review and pointing out the issues with the team. But little did we know that this was just one of many dramas to come before CBOLAO started. Apparently Dantes and Detention had a serious argument on stream, which seemed to be that Detention was really upset that Dantes had his chat coming to Detention stream telling him to super slide himself.
Your mic wasn't deafened. Was my mic not deafened?
No.
When I was looking at the VOD and I was screaming.
You, Dantes, I don't care if I called you a pig. I called you a pig because you raised your voice at me and you were talking to me like I was belittled.
So,
Dantes, I love you so much. It is your entire 7,000 person chat telling me to kill myself.
okay. So the first thing
Disgusting!
so the first thing is, why are you...
You should be fucking.
Apparently, the context here is that they were playing scrims and had some sort of a disagreement that ended up in a blame game, and Dantes' girlfriend of course played her part as a public relations officer and suggested that Dantes should not have this argument on stream with the tension, so he quickly muted it. However, in a video where Dantes took his team to therapy, they did talk about this issue more openly.
Like, I get it, your chats sometimes like say they say like horrible things, I get it, but like severe homophobia and like constant like berating, like get this zesty fucker out of the call, or like zest fest or some shit.
I think, listen, I think just the problem with Dante's chat is that he never actually moderated his chat. So all the freak insects in his chat are just like, can just type whatever,
12-year-olds
like,
from TikTok,
whatever,
yes.
you know?
Yeah, I know,
That's just
I
the
know.
problem. I think if like Dante's mods actually moderate...
Wait, is that is it just my chat?
Of course, it's just your chat.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
One of my
I'll make
mods
sure
is
my mods
lesbian.
are
She's
there.
been banning all of it, by the way. She's been hooking it up.
Okay.
I
Well,
told her.
I mean, yeah, I can talk to my mod set and then they can like really crack down on it. I got you.
The subsequent day after the Day 4 crisis, Tarzaned would come into some drama after he essentially lost his spine to a Brazil Taric player.
Lane one time. Other games, she won a 5v4. Look, who does this on Taric, by the way? Tell me. Have you ever seen this in your life? Answer. Have you ever seen this in your fucking life? What kind of retard sits in a brush against Janna and the extremity for this fucking brush? No, it should never fucking work because you just lose the game if my ADC wards it or if we didn't leash. Shut the fuck up, Yamato. The shittiest fucking play of all time. No one does this on the planet. What the fuck does that even mean what she's saying? Bro, she's 2 ping! We need to go to her house.
YamatosDeath came under extreme scrutiny by the Brazil League community as they accused him over racism. This was mainly due to YamatosDeath complaining that he can't criticize his teammates since they might live in a favela.
We will win anyway, whatever. Just happens. It's Emerald after all. I can't be mad at these people, man. Like, this guy might as well just actually be in a favela right now. I can't be mad at him, right? He's just like playing in a favela, trying to have fun. I can't blame him. Just unfortunate that I have to play with that though.
Favela, for those who don't know, is an umbrella name for working class neighborhoods in Brazil. The term means ghetto or slum, and people who live in them are considered poor with sometimes even very bad living conditions and plagued with crime. This situation was controversial as there was one side of Brazilians who were disgusted by his comments and another side with Brazilians and the international audience in mind who didn't really care since it's just the YamatosDeath usual thing. Nevertheless, Yamato did apologize in a tweet saying that he didn't mean any disrespect. Tarzaned would also get in another beef with Christopher Seal, which was the coach for the LEC Team Rogue in 2022. This was the infamous Draven with BF Sword at minute 4 game. Seal was brought on to help the team by coaching them, and honestly his way of doing things were blunt, direct and authoritative, which is exactly the type of coach that the Brazil Super Team needed. He, for example, would give a no bullshit excuse when it came to Yamato's inting.
So here we should stop. This is really dumb.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you just boosted.
Yeah. I mean, that was my only bad play I've had in this game, basically, but it's also just like miscommunication stuff, though.
I don't think it's miscommunication, bro. I think it's
No,
just
that
your
was
brain.
Anyways, during the wall coaching session, Seal went over the game and showcased how most of the game was kinda lost due to Tarzaned's lack of presence on the map, but instead of taking the feedback constructively, Tarzaned took it personally and thus had a bad attitude when it came to Seal's comments on the game. He would also flame Seal on his own stream with the mic muted while Seal was coaching the team. This caused some Brazilian League community members to post about the incident in the aftermath.
I got flamed for 20 minutes and then I left. Yeah, they're insane, bro. You grow Cratch Mad Props, all good, bro. No, it's okay, it's okay. Coaching them is good for my viewership, you know? So I don't mind.
Seal later tweeted out publicly that they both apologized behind the scenes and they are on good terms now. But Seal never ended up coaching the team again, citing that I don't coach the Gringo team anymore because their chat just comes to mind to tell me to KMS not worth it. He further stated that Tarzaned almost apologized immediately. He also said that he didn't really mind the flame from the chat hoppers, but he stopped coaching them because his Brazilian audience gets very upset due to the flame. Regardless, this coaching session was still absolute cinema for most of the audience and everyone loved how Seal gave off alpha vibes while coaching the team. Dantes announced that the team would have a questions and answer sessions where they would answer any questions relating to any of them and their experience in Brazil. It would go as you might have expected it to go.
When I pull down my pants and he gets fucking freaky.
I gotta go.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? You say that, I open Twitch chat, this gay guy is so cringe, so cancer cringe.
I
you
never
talk about,
said
and then
anything like that.
and then this F word right here, when I'm walking around, slaps my ass, grabs my ass, while I'm walking around, grabs my hips, and
It's
says,
a known thing. The more gay you behave around your friends, the less likely you are to actually be gay.
True, actually true. No, that's true. I agree.
There are people that think that like acting gay around friends are actually the most.
I agree. I'm getting shit on from actually being gay. Yet you're trying to fucking what's it called me in the house?
Yeah. No, because I will say one thing about me and Yamato is that there have been times where we've jerked each other off, but it's not in like a gay way.
But there were three important things to mention here. Tarzaned mentioned how he hashed out things with Seal.
He's amazing. So that's my
what about you, Tarzaned?
I am very excited.
I was told he dishes it that way, so I just dished it back. But like, he was DMing me and like saying some stuff, so I was like, I don't know, maybe I kind of went over the board and I apologized to Seal. We had a talk in DM, so we're good now, but yeah, he's a good coach. It's just, I see the game differently a bit. I think from a jungle perspective, the game is a bit differently on our end, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And then he also commented on the Emily drama.
I'm dying alone.
Yo, Emily, Tarzaned.
Who?
Emily.
Shut up.
She's ready for
She
you.
beat me twice today.
Yeah, it's a sign, bro.
And lastly, the team talked about how they might team up again for another European tournament arc in the future months coming, and everyone seemed enthusiastic about doing it.
By a couple people who were planning on hosting something during the summer in EU. And I was thinking that if the team wants to stay together, we're probably going to discuss it later on to line time schedules and all that stuff, but there is a chance that maybe you guys can see us first time taking on Brazil, and then maybe next time taking on Europe in a competitive kind of setting. So we'll see. Out of curiosity, would you guys be interested in that?
Absolutely.
If you're extending your shampoo.
No, I'd be down.
Okay, Tarzaned?
If we can flex more between you and I.
Okay, yeah. And Yamato?
As long as it's fun, why not?
Okay, alright, so there is a chance, we'll see.
I believe on the same day, Yamato and TF Blade had a beef moment on stream, where Yamato essentially impersonated TF Blade and TF Blade disliked it so much that he came into his room to confront him.
Blade is coming, he's coming. Oh my god, about to come.
Is that you, Blade, or this guy? Was it you?
What are you talking about, Blade?
Impersonating my, oh my god.
Yeah, because you came in your pants.
You're cancer fuck, you're screaming all day. I don't impersonate. Don't shut
It
the
was-
fuck up.
it was
shut
fun.
the fuck up, I don't care.
It was
Shut
funny
the
because you
fuck up.
came in your pants, retard! That was
Moron,
funny.
you're screaming all day. You want me to impersonate you like a
It's
fucking
the
baby
meme,
fuck?
it's the meme, you
I don't give a
retard!
fuck. When I'm tilted, you don't fucking talk like that.
Oh, Shiva me
You hear me?
Shiva me timbers.
And a few days later, one of the biggest dramas would occur, which was the Dantes YamatosDeath drama. In this grim day, Yamato exhibited behavior that was pretty disgusting and toxic, and at one point he would just run it down due to his frustration over the circumstances. Apparently, it was because Tarzaned was sync while they scrimmed, and thus he performed really badly. While the game was somewhat equal, Yamato perceived the game to just be outright lost, and crying about how his team didn't play for him. Dantes was especially vocal about how they were not going to pause nor forfeit the game, and also recognized the situation to be extremely toxic.
I'm coming, I'm far.
Can you please...
Why can I not W for 10 years?
Tarzaned, please block the Nyale Q so I can just kill you.
Bro, I'm literally dying. I'm sorry, I can't play.
Then
It's, like,
let's
really
remake. Then let's remake. What is the point?
No, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna get better. I need tea or some shit.
Yeah, I can give you if we remake the game.
Has no city. Play.
Can we just remake or like just remake, please? This is fucking pointless.
No, game's fine.
No, the game is not fine. No one is playing around me. Once again, people are just looking for random fights for no reason. Are you not looking at the game state, Ben? I'm sorry, like legit.
What? Stronger 60 CS. The fuck?
You know, I was saying I was gonna go bot, and then we fought mid. I think we're
Not
a little bit
me.
overplayed,
We are
let's-
randomly here fighting air.
I mean, you're sitting here crying for 2 minutes about how you want us to fight around you. We find a fight around mid, go for it, and now you're talking about how we're fighting air.
What?
It's a bit weird.
What the fuck, Dantes? What the fuck?
Am I wrong?
This is not mid. This is you just getting caught once again because you want to farm enemy raves. I am sitting on mid lane right here. This is mid lane if you didn't know yet. Okay?
Sorry.
Just remake the game.
I need
Tarzaned can't play also. Just fucking pause and give him a T, bro. This is pointless. Pause the game.
No, we're not pausing. We're playing this one
We're
out.
not pausing. I just will intern. Enjoy.
How are you guys not dying right now? This is crazy. Did you not eat anything? This is fucked right now.
Oops, I'm lucky, sorry.
Bro, what?
Pause the fucking game! I'm not playing this!
No, listen, I'm gonna be honest, Yamato. Everyone here has taken steps towards improving their attitude and their gameplay. You're the only one that just refuses to do anything.
Fucking bad right now. So bad, you do ultra up to nothing. For TF Blade goes jungle first time and out impacts you in every scenario. Isn't that insane? Get a fucking grip, bro. Get a grip. It's you, bro. You're the problem.
So you're server muted right now. No one can hear anything.
I'm not talking to him, he's disgusting. No, I'm not talking to him. No. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care, bro. You are being insanely cringe and emotional. You don't see it logically. And you are just putting yourself into the hero situation right now. That's just how it works. Unbearable. I asked for remake so my sub can go and rest cause he's unhealthy. You are egoistic right now.
Let's actually confront him in real life. Give me a second.
I don't wanna like start drama here, but I'd rather play with a D1 hard stuck jungle on Brazil.
So we're playing with
No, shut up! I don't want to talk to you right now.
No, you're gonna talk. You're gonna talk as if you don't dodge. We're finding a sub and we're gonna
Okay, go substitute me. I'm not gonna play.
If you refuse,
I won't play! I said I won't play!
How can your attitude not change? How can your attitude after weeks not change? How can you just sit here and constantly say, it's not that deep, bro, and refuse to listen to anyone that finds your way of speaking and way of acting during the game unbelievably disgusting?
Yeah, my attitude is the problem here.
Yes! You didn't ask for a remake because our support was feeling unhealthy as much as you like to gaslight
literally did. That was the first reason I asked for a remake.
Bots. You felt like you wouldn't play it around, and so you started crying.
Because I played Draven, of course I have to be play around.
Yes, but you realize that even if you're playing Draven, we
you
can
also not stream.
game.
You can also not stream.
What?
You can also not scream and also tell your opinion.
So you realize that even if you're playing Draven, you can have an accelerated game without having to make everyone drop everything just to sit mid and do nothing.
You're clueless about the game, Dantes.
Because in your mind, it's not that deep, bro. Well, bro, at the end of the day, when we're playing as a team, it is that fucking deep. So you have to understand that if your attitude's not going to change, then our ADC is going to change.
Then change him. Goodbye.
Later.
Goodbye.
After this had unfolded, Yamato went on stream with RedRL and reviewed the game, and it turns out that even RedRL was fed up with how Yamato acted.
Why am I getting flamed now? I don't get it. This is not even...
No, I told you I'm not flaming you.
Me. I literally just said I play over-aggressive. Why do you not get to the point?
I
literally just said it's my way I play over-aggressive, but only because I'm frustrated because no one is playing.
Yes, that's
How is this hard to understand, you fucking retard?
Listen, you are not flaming me.
Just continue the play, bro. Just continue the play.
Shut the fuck up.
Continue
Say
the
sorry.
what? Okay, sorry.
I'm not
flamed for this game.
Ruining it. Stop it. Okay, do you want me to be completely honest? Because I'm always honest. Why are you pushing up if you know your hacker is doing red and you know enemy jungler is bot?
Because I'm playing Draven and I can one-shot them. Look my items.
But you're telling me that's just
works.
You're telling me that's
Why
just
does
not
no one know how Draven works?
No, I know how Draven works.
Yes, so what is the problem?
I do this as well, but why are we not just waiting for the Hecarim to come bot lane if he's doing red?
So like, this is my bad now. It's my bad now.
No, but listen.
Then shut the fuck up. It is not my bad and continue.
No, it is.
Holy
it's all
shit.
of your bad. But why would you push?
But it's how is this my bad when everyone is so bad and clueless?
Yes, but you have no vision of anyone in enemy team.
Of course.
If you see Kai'Sa on the turret, where is Nautilus gonna be? Can you tell me?
As the day elapsed, Yamato got more and more negative PR, but after some backlash, both Yamato and Dantes hashed it out on stream, hugging each other and saying that they made up in the interest of the team. This drama highlighted how much of a bad mentality Yamato has in a team environment and just how toxic the environment can become, but a few other personalities within the league scene reacted to this highlighted drama. For instance, Humps reacted to it and thought that Yamato leaving mid-screen was a scumbag move.
This unironically is making me cringe, because like, damn, bro, what the f is going on? He shouldn't have done this. You don't embarrass him even more. But he apologized for that. But if that's truly your friend, you don't do that. Yamato's a scumbag for leaving though, for sure. If they wanted to play the game out, he needs to play the game out. That's just from my standpoint. Bro, when I was playing with Nick told me what? He said, Hamza, I'm not gonna lie, when you're flaming me, it's rubbing me off in the wrong way. I stopped doing it after that. It's all about the mutual respect at the end of the day.
Asab also reacted to this in a video named What Happens When Persona and Personality Overlap, and he argued that this whole Brazil arc is a clash of personas.
With interacting with personas, right? And there are two problems, I guess. There's a problem of you becoming your persona too much, and there's a problem of interacting with personas.
He also acknowledged and recognized how Dantes was improving himself by taking a leadership position in this drama, and that he acknowledged that the situation was toxic. I think this is an interesting point of view, but I disagree because it seems to assume that Yamato is playing a persona, but I honestly think this is his real self, as he exhibits this behavior constantly and even off-stream, as I explore in my video on the YamatosDeath paradox. In late April, Ellis was brought in to coach the team. Ellis was actually offered to join them as a coach in Brazil, but sadly that didn't go through.
It makes me sad that I didn't go, or that I didn't join, because I didn't know what was going on with me. Dantes asked me to join, and then yeah, I didn't know if I had to leave Korea or if I had to go to LA, or yeah.
TF Blade also was involved in a huge drama that left a sore taste with Takeshi and the Brazilian community. Essentially, Takeshi is a riot caster and is liked a lot by the Brazilian scene, and when someone like TF Blade was nerd raging against Takeshi in-game, then it caused a huge mess. TF Blade typed in-game to him and also allegedly went to his chat after the game to flame Takeshi.
You are very talented at being useless. Dude, like, what the fuck are you doing on my chat? Like, are you that dumb to just lose a solo queue game and then come to a stream to bullshit the other guy? Like, that should be like so sad being you? Like, really? Really? That must be so sad being you. I'm sorry, I'm gonna ban you and see you on the CBOLAO.
While all of this hard toil, sweat and blood had been spilled by the Super team, a sad announcement came to light by Bayano, the tournament organizer. He posted on Twitter saying that he would have to postpone CBOLAO indefinitely. His cited reasons for doing so essentially boiled down to stress. The last time I got sick and was away from what I love doing the most, I promised myself to set limits so I would never reach that level of stress again. These last few days I have been feeling exhausted in a way that borders on these limits, and this has forced me to take some action. It's been very heavy on me these last few days, making me break the promises I made to myself about taking care of my physical health and especially mental health. I decided that this is not the best time for it to happen, and that's why I decided that I will not hold the CBOLAO League at the moment. I don't want to give more details now, but I'm still going to reflect, and maybe I'll come back soon to talk more about this subject, but until then I want to work on creating something in which I don't need to consume myself so much to deliver the experience in the quality that I always want to bring to the community. However, other people within the community speculate that there is something that caused the stress that Bayano suffers from. It could either be the supposed racism that happened with YamatosDeath and the favela incident, the Tarzaned seal incident, and there was some Brazilian players not following the rules of the tournament, the TF Blade Takeshi incident, or some people not appreciating the toxic behavior exhibited by the Super team. There are a few posts like this, but you have this one post, for example, who asks Bayano, how long will Bayano and company keep pretending that nothing is happening? This bunch of foreign incels come here, says does the biggest shit possible, and you keep taking it as entertainment. Everyone was saddened about the news of CBOLAO being suspended indefinitely. Many teams had been practicing for this league, but now there was nothing left, and it was especially tough for the Brazil Super team as they had flown out and spent a lot of money and time for the purposes of participating in CBOLAO. But against all odds, Dantes decided to restore hope to everyone. He refused the outcome. We flew here to compete, and I promise you that we'll figure out a way for us to do just that. This isn't the end of our story, it's only the beginning, against all odds. It seems like every time Dantes travels around with people, there's always something troublesome that is happening. For instance, the previous Korea arc saw TF Blade being allegedly responsible for 7 streamers being banned, and one of them of course is being Dantes and co. But regardless, Dantes refused the outcome as it was and decided to host the Brazil showcase the same day day of the CBOLAO suspension. For all the Brazilian streamers that were planning on taking part in the CBOLAO, I need your help. I haven't figured out all the details yet, but one thing is certain: a tournament will happen and everyone will compete. Dantes went around and DM'd Brazilian teams and teams that were supposed to participate in CBOLAO. He even went to ask casters such as Captain Flowers, which eventually decided to join casting the event. More casters ended up joining, being official co-streamers such as Nemesis, Ellis, Agurin, and I Will Dominate. Everything was organized in a haphazard way to at least make something out of the trip, and they had spent so much effort into. Brazil Showcase was eventually renamed to GRINGOLAO, and the prize pool of the tournament would be 5,000 Brazilian reals, personally donated by Dantes. He would go on to host a community fundraiser on his stream where all the donated money will go directly into the tournament's prize pool, but the prize pool money would not go into the winner's pockets, but rather a charity of the winner's choice, effectively making it a true for-community event. Dantes also asked for volunteers to help run the broadcast with producers and observers. The tournament would start on May 3rd. While the tournament was ongoing, there was a smaller beef between Agurin and Yamato that was highlighted, as Agurin has been reacting to the Dantes Brazil art games, but Agurin eventually was disgusted by Yamato's behavior that he called him a school shooter. Yamato saw this clip and actually was taken aback by Agurin's comment, which prompted him to report Agurin to Twitch, since Twitch partners aren't really supposed to disparage one or another.
If I had Yamato in my school, I would be careful because honestly, he looks like someone who would really shoot up the school. Not even lying, he looks like someone who would shoot up the school because of some random shit.
I can literally ban him for that, by the way. Should I just ban him? This is literally bannable, by the way. I look like someone that shoots up a school. That's an interesting thing to say as a streamer. To another streamer. That sounds pretty chill, man.
Maybe.
You know what I sense from Agurin, guys? Do you know what I sense from this guy? Jealousy. Because he's 1k peak viewer now. He's uninteresting as fuck. He has no personality, and the only thing he has is gameplay. And no one actually gives a fuck about him, like, as a person. And that's just it. I mean, I just report it. Like, what? Report clip? So is it helpful if you report it too? I mean, if you want, you can. Why, like, in any aspect, it's just retarded. Why the fuck would you even say this? It's like... Why would you even say this? Like, how would you as a streamer think of this and say this on stream?
Nemesis reacted to this and mentioned that they had beef.
I mean, they have beef, guys, they have beef. I'm sure he doesn't actually mean it. And guys, listen, these are League streamers. League streamers hate each other or love each other, there's no in between. Okay, people use very offensive wordings, perhaps.
And this beef that Nemesis talks about comes from the Korea arc, where Agurin blatantly refused to meet up with Dantes and other streamers because Yamato was there. He essentially hates how he behaves in game and doesn't want to associate with people like that. I think this is just way overblown by Yamato, since he literally calls other people for PDF files on the daily, and that's including partnered League Twitch streamers. There's also another subplot that occurred in the Brazil League server while the super team was screaming and playing in it. There's a person by the name of VoCorvo, which is essentially engaging in reverse smurfing. You know, usually people smurf in the lower elos, and this creates a bad environment for the people subjected to the smurfing. In a sense of revenge, VoCorvo had decided to buy masters and other high elo MMR accounts to reverse smurf in high elo as an iron player, I think. He also gets accounts donated to him, I else believe, and this had created a frustrating situation for high elo players such as Yamato. Against all odds, which was now Dantes' new rebranded team name, went 0-3 on day 1 in GRINGOLAO, but day 2 they went 2-4. The Dantes team would come into a tough spot though, and they would essentially have to fight for the 10th place, which meant the difference between going to the next stage or being eliminated. But what ended up happening is a massive fire of drama. With the last games occurring, Dantes and 2 other teams would have to play a tiebreaker that ended up getting tied twice. After this had occurred, Dantes had then made a decision, after Tarzaned put the idea forth, to make all the 3 teams move on to the second stage. And then the first team would go on to stage 3, and then the third spot of stage 2 would actually be a spot that matters. You see, according to the tournament rules, it was basically making it out so that Dantes' team would be the one not continuing to the next stage, effectively making them out of the tournament. Dantes, however, didn't accept this rule, arguing that no one had run this rule set by him as a tournament organizer. Tarzaned suggested a simple solution, whereas all the 3 of the tie-breaking teams would proceed to the next stage, and all of the time-breaking teams were fine with it, it sounded like, and as a result there would have to be 2 eliminations on the next stage as a result, with an extra team proceeding.
Dude, we got another 3-way tie.
Hey guys, I have a really simple solution. How about all 3 teams advance and 1 less team can get past the next phase of round robin? How simple is that? Because all 3 teams are evenly skilled. Isn't that very simple?
We are already on playoffs. If you want to do that rule of the 3 teams, you can do it. I mean, it's your tournament, so whatever. In the rules, the Discord and what was said yesterday, the one that has to be eliminated are you guys.
Yeah, because so essentially Tarzaned, the way, like, and keep in mind they never ran this by me at any point, right? But what they had wanted to do is they wanted to make it so that they would base the tiebreakers off the result of the game 1. So since we had lost to both Lord Semi and Primate Clan in the first phase, then it would have been us. But no one ever ran that by me or confirmed it, so that's why I'm like, if we move on to next stage, all teams can play before next patch, right? And then we just up the amount of eliminated teams. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we'll do that then.
Yeah, it's fine. Speaking in Lord Semi's voice, we are all okay with this.
Everyone's okay.
But who was supposed to be eliminated? Was it us? Who was supposed to be eliminated?
Well, okay. Well, because essentially what they had wanted to do
in the rules, the Discord and what was said yesterday, the one that has to be eliminated are you guys.
Yeah.
This caused a firestorm for other teams, and they would soon voice their protest on Twitter. People basically accused Dantes' team of cheating and bending the rules, dubbing their team as against all rules.
Listen, for everyone saying like, "Oh, you guys are cheating," all that stuff. Listen, right? At the end of the day, we're not rigging shit. There was no preparations put in place for any tiebreakers or anything. And the thing that they put out there, the stuff, whatever, they never ran by me for me to approve, okay? Us playing in the second, round robin doesn't change anything. Because if we're bad, we're just going to get eliminated, right? Obviously. And if we do insane, and then we just, exceed, then we should have been here all along. Does that make sense? So, for everyone, crying and shit, listen, all I'm going to say is, y'all are after the wrong people. Wait, so you're telling me that now the players that I invited to participate in the tournament, because I just wanted everyone to be able to still compete in a competitive environment, since the CBOLAO got cancelled, are now complaining and saying that they're not going to play the tournament anymore because there was a tie twice in a row throughout the tiebreakers, and then we just made the decision to let the third place team automatically qualify, and then the rest have to play it out. No, the insane thing to me is the fact that they're sitting here and what? A tiebreaker happened, and the tiebreaker got tied twice in a row. And now these guys are literally sitting here crying, complaining, saying that this is unreal.
Dantes responded to both the cheating accusations and the ensuing drama on Twitter. Pyjack, for example, said that maybe I reacted badly to the situation, but when you're there giving your 100% to something and realizing that something isn't fair simply because whoever controls it doesn't want to lose, and changing the rules is ridiculous and affects the emotions of those who are participating. Dantes responded to him by telling him that I didn't manipulate the rules to make my team go through. We played 2 sets of tiebreakers among the 3 teams, in which every single one ended in a tie. The first priority of a championship is for everyone to have a fair chance to see who's the best team is it not? If 3 teams are so evenly matched that they would become tied in the tiebreakers twice, then the best alternative is for all the teams to progress to the second stage, while the third place team automatically qualifies for quarterfinals. You sat there and had big words to say about my tournament's mismanagement, so go make your own. PJak also retweeted a thread by Pruno on what exactly happened, which is very important. Pruno voiced out his concerns by saying this decision was made entirely by Dantes after not accepting to lose. We set up rules for the tiebreaker. Dantes claims he didn't see it, so it wasn't approved. That's his problem, and now he wants to change everything so the foreign team can stay in the championship. I do not agree with this decision. In the planning approved by the staff, teams between 3rd and 10th would move on to the next phase. The problem was that 3 teams tied, as shown in the image below. When we were faced with this situation last night, we at the staff team, Dantes not included, discussed what to do, and we came to this decision in the image. What the rule set he basically talks about is that if we end up in a scenario where all 3 teams finish tied a second time, then we will use the previous head-to-head results from stage 1. So if we had results that equaled a team with 2-0, 1-1 and 0-2, then the 0-2 team would be eliminated. This ended up being used, and against all odds would be the team that had actually had a 0-2 in direct confrontations, as they lost to PDT and they also lost to PMC. Pruno continues to write that that what happened was that, after the tiebreakers took place and the teams finished 1-1 again, Dantes claimed he had no part in deciding the rules and changed them out of nowhere. This change resulted in a team directly moving to phase 3. The 3 teams tied would proceed to phase 2, which only benefited Dantes and one other team, but it ignored all of the other teams. What's also very important to note is that Pruno said that making it clear that the tournament organizer left the entire structure in our hands. He didn't participate in any meetings, didn't help with the planning, or pay us to do what we're doing. Now, wanting to show up to change and benefit your team is easy, isn't it? Dantes again responded to PJ's quote retweet, "You're getting this mad over a charity tournament when the decision that was made doesn't even negatively affect any of the teams and just gives the chance for more of them to compete in the second stage. People like you are the reason why CBOLAO got cancelled in the first place, and the GRINGOLAO even had to be made to begin with. Imagine spending your time sitting here and shitting on the entire tournament, myself, and the format when all it does is give you and your friends the opportunity to be a part of something more than the solo queue ladder." Boero also took issue with Dantes. In theory, only the top 1 to 2 were supposed to go on to the quarterfinals, and then today, after we played the game, Dantes decided to change the rules and 3rd place can now move on to the quarterfinals. This is completely revolting because the other teams don't aim to take 3rd place because it wasn't worth anything. We played yesterday testing some compositions, but we could have easily taken 3rd place. It's bizarre to change a rule after a playoff game has happened. This is anything but professional, changing the rule on playoff day, and even more so that my team still played a game, very ugly. Nemesis also reacted to this live and agreed that it was cheating.
So what happened was, okay, for those that missed it, Dantes' team is called Against All Odds. However, their new name is Rigged Against All Odds, or whatever the fuck you wanna call it. Basically, they were supposed to be eliminated. Tarzaned came up and was like, "Hey, we're all even score. What if you just make it so we all pass and then we have 11 teams instead of 10? The team organizers go, "Yeah, actually that sounds doable." And now they passed when they should be eliminated.
Nevertheless, Against All Odds' team had a tough day to say the least that day, as the team by this point was extremely unmotivated to continue playing GRINGOLAO, which Dantes was distraught over.
But like Dantes, like I'm serious, I want to play solo cuber. I don't want to, like, we all don't want to just sit here all day for 10 hours and play this tournament every single day. You know,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
listen.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yamato, I'm being dead serious. I'm 99% sure that when you're saying that, you're only speaking for yourself. Because as far as I know,
I am speaking for everyone, Blade. Ben, I don't think they want to sit here and play these games for 10 hours a day.
It's not 10 hours, it's 3 hours.
That's not what we came to Brazil for.
Yeah, it actually is. It actually is exactly what we came to Brazil for.
Okay, alright.
No, but I don't know why.
Now, if I'm the only one that sees it like that, I'm just like the bad shit person again. It's fine. I'm taking it.
Wait, I'm confused.
I honestly thought it would be like only weekends, like 2 days a thing. I don't think it's every day.
So, are you all saying that you don't want to play? Is that like?
Well, you guys can't be serious.
I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna
across
play.
the
I'm
world
obviously
to
gonna play.
fucking make these excuses. It's so cringe to me. You guys have no issues playing 12 hours of solo queue a day, but you have issues with playing a couple games with tournament day. That's kind of.
Just because
that just goes to show the work ethic you have, and the game effort shows it as well. So
I didn't say I don't want to participate anymore. We can play if it's not fucking 10 hours a day.
Well, I mean, it was never supposed to be 10 hours a day. It's just because, like, the tiebreaker games.
This is the exact same as CBOLAO. Like, is it not very similar? Like, you guys signed up for this shit.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? Like, we knew about this before I even came here. I came here, barely even play solo queue.
Yeah, like, that's
my mindset.
Yeah, well, I'm playing, so...
No, I've never seen CBOLAO, so I don't even know what the fuck it is.
Before we even came here, he told us how it works. It's like gonna be every day, basically. We're playing games every day.
A few moments later.
No, I mean, like, there's really nothing I can say besides just, like, nice. Like, come here, tournament gets cancelled, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I can, like, pull something together in the last few days. Things look chill, and then it's, like, 10 days later, I'm looking at everything, and it's like, oh, now the vast majority of people hate me because of my performance, and then the ones that don't hate me for my performance hate me because a rule that I wasn't even aware of was randomly said yesterday at 10 that I don't agree with, and I just said, okay, we can like make 3 teams go through. So now it's like a bunch of Brazilians dislike me, And then the game ends, and now it's like, oh, well, now half the team doesn't want to play. And then I look like the bad guy almost for making people want to play.
Even Tarzaned was really annoyed with this one situation regarding Yamato's death. He had written down a timestamped review of a VOD and provided constructive feedback to his fellow teammates. YamatosDeath responded to it all by saying, "I ain't reading all that, bro," which prompted Tarzaned to say this.
Yamato is a very talented guy, but he's a retard. So he'll never be good at this game in the highest level of gameplay because he will never learn. Even though he has the assets, and most importantly our mechanics, he will never be good at this game from the most competitive standpoint possible. He's a retard. Like it just like goes to show, like, you know what I mean? I spent an hour and a half writing all this shit down, months of writing stuff, and like no one listens, and it's like, yeah, I'm not here to fucking foster man children and fucking people that their lack of skill doesn't really correlate with their lack of humility. Because yeah, I'm fucking cocky as fuck, don't get me wrong, but I want to be the best. I'll put my ego aside, I'll accept responsibility, I'll try to improve.
But what's really wrong with the roster? Why are they performing so bad? Why are they losing so many scrims and just almost making it to stage 2? I essentially believe that they aren't playing to the roster's strengths. You know, this roster has a great amount of individually talented players, but they aren't utilizing that fact. Sure, they have TF Blade on top lane, but Tarzaned, arguably the best jungler in NA, is playing support for some reason, and the Agurin one trick is playing jungle instead. You also have YamatosDeath playing ADC when his mid lane is way better than his ADC, especially with his aggressive playstyle that can work well with Tarzaned jungle. And they even had a few games where they had Tarzaned jungle and Dantes on support, and as well as Yamato on mid lane, and those games turned out to be very strong for them. The Tension would have a decent safe bot lane playstyle that could complement the team's composition wherever needed. Nemesis especially seemed to agree with this notion.
Because they cannot win against anybody. They're just bad, man. And listen, okay. The reality is that they're not playing to the roster strengths at all. They should obviously have Tarzaned jungle every game. They should have Yamato mid every single game. They're not playing to the roster strengths.
Trutud and Ratarel had similar thoughts to Nemesis.
I agree, Dantes Champul is literally ego on itself.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you can expect to play like
No, but I said
Karim
that. But I don't care about it. They're gonna play tomorrow anyway, probably.
That team was like created with the sole intention of mental illness.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they are getting. So what is the point of crying over like the competitive side? Like they are not winning anything unless TF Blade just turbo smurfs it.
The Superserver arc has been actually pretty surprising as well. Tarzaned and TF Blade, who both exhibited negative and toxic behavior, had, over time, improved themselves, and this was to the shock of the audience. Dantes had vocally talked about how Tarzaned had improved his mental. TF Blade stopped beefing with his teammates and had a more respectable attitude in scrims. And Tarzaned even had taken his support role serious, both reviewing games he had played, practicing new champs, and as well as admitting fault in situations he made honest mistakes. Yamato, however, has been in stark contrast, and that's because he has not been able to do that, at least so far into their Brazil arc. Dantes, by taking a leadership position more and more prominently, had quite almost literally single-handedly saved the Brazil Superserver arc from pure disaster. He raised the community event with the help of the Brazil and International League community, and in the process created absolute cinema with this content mined. It's almost as if he orchestrated it. But let me know what you think about this whole situation. Can 5 mental asylum escapees manage to win CBOLAO somehow, or was it all doomed from the start? And before you go, I just want to give a huge thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you join their Spring Hunt event by checking out the link in the description.